President Muhammadu Buhari has formally reacted to the recently released NSAS probe panel report, saying the federal government will allow the system to exhaust itself by waiting for pronouncement from state governments which set up the investigative panels. This was while exchanging views with the visiting U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken. State House correspondent Abuja reports.
President Muhammadu Buhari told the U.S. Secretary of State that with so many state governments involved and different terms of reference given to the probe panels, the federal government has resolved to wait for the steps taken by the states and allow the system to work. We can't impose ideas on them, he explained. And on the recent removal of Nigeria from the watch list of countries violating religious freedom, which Mr. Blinken said was based on facts, President Buhari expressed the country's appreciation, noting that there is freedom of worship in Nigeria and no one is discriminated against on the basis of his or her faith. The president equally appreciated the United States for allowing Nigeria to procure military hardware to fight terrorism in the country and for the training given to Nigerian military. The gesture, he explained, is helping Nigeria to stabilize the situation in the northeast, and a lot of progress has been made since 2015, and the people involved appreciate the efforts of government. President Buhari also touched on the impact of climate change, which affected the livelihood of about 30 million people in the Lake Chad Basin countries, saying interbasin water transfer is the best way forward towards supporting farming, fishing, and animal husbandry. Mr. Blinken appreciated the contributions of President Muhammadu Buhari in protecting the climate, saying America and Nigeria have diverse challenges, but a common denominator is security, and hoped for better partnerships.
We're working with Nigeria to address security challenges. We discussed the importance of a comprehensive approach that builds effective security forces, addresses the underlying drivers of extremism, and respects Nigerians' basic human rights. The United States is committed to helping Nigeria do that by continuing to invest in our security partnership and the institutions that strengthen the rule of law and that hold accountable those who commit human rights abuses, corruption, and other acts that harm the Nigerian people. We're also working closely with Nigeria to help the populations most affected by conflict and violence in the country, particularly in the Northeast, where the United States is providing vital humanitarian aid to approximately 2.2 million internally displaced Nigerians.
At a joint media briefing with the Foreign Affairs Minister Geoffrey Onyama, the U.S. Secretary of State described the report of the NSAS probe panel as democracy in action.
The range of issues that we're working on together is vast, but given the interests we share and the challenges we have in common, delivering for our people demands that we find ways to deepen our existing ties and partnerships even further. That's ultimately what this visit and the work that we're doing every single day between our governments, between our people, it's all about. We strongly support Nigeria's engagement, leadership, and strong voice in both regional and, for that matter, leading international organizations.
Over the last 5-6 years of this government, we've maintained very close relations with the U.S. and we see the U.S. as a very important global partner, largest economy in the world, most powerful country in the world, and we engage at the multilateral and the bilateral level with the U.S. And we also can appreciate that they also see us as having a very important position and a very important role to play on the African continent, and so we also engage with the U.S. in playing a regional role also on the continent.
Mr. Blinken, who is on tour of some African countries, had earlier in the year held a virtual meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari. From the State House, Abuja, NTA News.